Greetings, everyone. Judging by the unplanned appearance of myself. Hey, what's going on in there?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Carolyn's, my sister's being mean to Matt.
Oh my gosh, what happened? Calm down. What?
I don't calm down.
Okay, guys, wrong time to go live. I had something very important to tell you. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure the children are okay. Hang on. Oh, shit. No, guys, look. Okay, last night we had a visit with... MARC was coming on, right? He was talking about how he's going to rehab and everything, and he was going to hop a plane and all this stuff. I had a slight inkling that maybe he was full of shit, and it turned out to be true, right? Okay. Well, now... Okay, he went live like 5 times last night or some shit, right? Hey, I'm busy, sweetie. You can't be hollering.
Hurry up.
I'm busy right now. This is really important.
Well, I'll pause it. Tell him 1 second.
They gotta hear this. It's funny. Anyway, his buddy Carlos comes by, right? And they're having beers on the shower floor. And I see, you guys don't know that I'm like addicted to YouTube. Like I sleep with it on every night, all night, okay? Well, his video, I guess, had pulled up in an autoplay or something, and it woke me up, him screaming. Someone in the chat was calling him autistic, and they were being really firm and nice to him about it, but he was just really up in arms about it, right? And it got to a point to where he was talking about, give him your phone number. Call the phone. We're going to talk about it face to face. I mean, it was funny. It was like watching Dumb and Dumber. Someone in the chat had said Beavis and Butthead. It was funny as shit. But, man, one of my regrets in life was not meeting Al Azul when I had the chance and not recording that stream because it was hilarious, guys.
Dad.
Y'all got to figure that out. Anyway. Sorry, they're out there playing on the trampoline, roughhousing. My kids are over here playing with Sarah's kids, and they're not getting along or something. Anyway, so I eventually fell back asleep. I had a long, busy day, and they were like, apparently they were up all night, and he finally confessed. They said he finally confessed when he was at the store with Carlos that he wasn't going to go. It was all just a ruse or a lie or something. And, so that's where we're at now, right? And I've let the guy off the hook multiple occasions about calling me out for saying that I use him for clout and I'm just using him to get subs. And he cries about how you can't see my sub count. Well, guess what? I finally figured out how to do it. It was quite a process, but I figured it out, guys. You can now see my sub count. Go see for yourselves. I'm about to share screen the YouTube. I'm fixing to play some Red Dead Live, but I had to come up here and say this because there was shit popping on Reddit. I chimed in on the Reddit. Let me go to the chat real quick. Yeah, King, you missed one hell of a show. That's the shit I was talking about when I was telling you people. At times he's got brilliance, and then sometimes he's just, I don't know. But he even admitted last night that he said he had lied on me, and that's what pissed me off days ago. I don't care if you talk shit about me. You can say I suck. You can say I'm a stupid ass idiot. But don't call me a liar. Like, don't lie on me and then lay on that lie. That's why I confronted him days ago in a stream. I was on the fence about dealing with him or not. I just didn't know what to do. And after some talking with other mods in the background, I was like, you know, the guy obviously has problems. Only he can change it. I'm not going to hold that against him any longer. I have two choices. I can either deal with it and put up with the shit and be like an acquaintance if he wants to come around, or I can just not deal with him at all. It's totally up to me. Yeah, immature as hell and has never done any hard drugs, which is okay, but he wants to be something he isn't. That's true. Some might call that delusion. Maybe he's a bit delusional. And that Carlos guy, I actually like him. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the one that he had told the stories about in previous videos. But yeah, them two together was like peanut butter and jelly. I shit you not. It was fucking hilarious. He's had this like, it was a narcissistic like personality where he's like, give me your fucking phone. And he's like, I'm using it. He's like, just give me the goddamn phone. Then he snatches the phone and then he's like, I'm about to give your number out to the chat and they're going to call and confront me. And he's like, but dude, that's my number. And he's like, I don't give a fuck, blah, blah, blah. Well, it wasn't in so much those words particularly, but you get the idea. Just imagine Mar's a little under the influence of some booze, and there you go. He loosens up, all right? So I don't know how much longer he was on after that, because like I said, I dozed off, but I was awake, and I'd caught him saying that he said something to piss me off the other night, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to respond, because I already know what time it is. It don't matter. Sorry, water break. So, I don't know. What do you all think? Was anyone there last night on his live that's here now? Can you say something in the chat? Can someone come behind me and fill me in? Oh, yeah. So anyway, he complained about how you can't see my sub count because it has to do with him saying that I'm just using him. It's like, bro, if I was using you, I would have dealt with you one time. I would have made the videos on you, and I would have shit canned your ass and been done. Let me see if I can share this. What, sweetie?
Can I tell you something?
Did you figure it out?
Hey, Dad.
What?
Can I say a cuss word?
No, you can't say a cuss word.
No, I mean, can I say a cuss word?
Can she? No, she cannot. She'll be in trouble.
Oh, can I always say it?
I'm sharing the screen, guys. Hang on. I'm not gonna
Dad,
keep you all. I'm about to get out there with my kids and deal with them because they're all fighting on the trampoline, I guess.
Yeah, hey, can I tell them? Hey, Dad, there's people hitting me too.
She's hitting you?
Caroline.
Okay.
And Brian, can you put Brian timeout? Brian
There. You can fucking see, guys. There you go.
And can you put me in timeout too?
Yeah, sure. I'm putting everybody in timeout.
What about Caroline?
315 subs, Mars. Are you happy? Congratulations.
Hey, Dad?
It was a pain in the ass, but I got it done.
Hey, Dad?
Sorta. I had to Google around,
Dad?
but
Call
Sarah, and she's gonna deal with all of them. Okay.
wife Caroline.
She could probably hear you right now.
Really? Is that Sarah?
Yeah.
Can I tell Sarah?
No, go away. I'm busy, baby. Go play. All right, let's see. Yeah, and then there was people in the chat last night on the on his chat that was like, hey, is that Carlos on meth or whatever or some shit? It was funny. He was just like talking away. I like that guy. I subbed to him now. I need to go back and see. Yeah, look. And I felt like if I was dealing with him, like, having him around me and shit, I don't need to have them videos up. Because that's just like a spit in his face. And he even said something, I think on our live last night. He was like, why did you take them down? They were funny and blah, blah, blah. And you notice at the very end, he squeezed in before I let him go. He was like, hey, man, I'd like to work with you. And I hope everything's cool. And, you know, we could do something once a week. Like, poor guy was running a mile a minute trying to assure me that everything was going to be fine. And again, I was like, all right, dude, sure, fine. Not 3 hours later, he's fucking me again. But it's cool. I'm a nice guy. I can deal with that.
Okay, that's not my phone.
Yeah, I saw the phone number. I started to call. I thought it was so hilarious. I was going to call. If it wasn't for the fact that I had such a long day and I was super busy and I was already in the bed, tired. Like, I fight a long, hard day just to get in that nice, comfy bed. I deal with so much shit. And I'd already dealt with him for a few hours anyway. And it's like, here I am, having to put up with him and listen to him some more, even in my slumber. Yeah, but he won't stop deleting those lives he's doing, because he knows what's up. All right, Super. You got the number? We're going to call Carlos sometime. Hell, we should call now. You guys want me to call from the phone and let you all hear it? They're probably asleep. Yeah, I would love to bring Carlos on. That'd be awesome. Now, for Gray, yes, Gray opened the subreddit. She even told him this. But she did it to kind of help him along. Because if you're looking for any kind of, let me see, like exposure, and the kind he was looking for, it was more or less any kind of talk about you is at least talk. There's a name for it. I can't remember. I totally butchered that phrasing, but. All right, thanks, Super. We're going to try to get Carlos on. He seems like he'd put on one hell of a show. Fargo. I think Fargo might have been there. Fargo, you were there last night, wasn't you? No, I didn't call your name, sweetie. How about he was so angry at Leonie saying he wanted to fight him? Yeah, see, and there's this. I believe in second chances and third chances, and hell, even a 10th chance. It depends on how fucked off the individual very well is, right? But I know even I too can push people's buttons, and they too get tired of me. And they say, enough's enough. Nothing's ever going to change. So I allowed him the opportunity to apologize to Leonie. I mean, I didn't twist his arm to do it, but he knew what he did. He felt bad. He was wrong. He apologized. Or maybe he thought if he took a stab at that stuff that it would help clout-wise. You fell asleep too? Yeah. No, Gray is kind of like a friend, someone that has been trying to help him along the way, but is around, you know, helping out via money, favors, just what have you, like anything that is beneficial to the guy. Apparently she sees something in him that she wants to help, right? As far as a counselor, no. Marsh seems like the kind of guy that needs a personal assistant as a counselor. I don't think she's that willing to go that far. It's one thing when a friend tries to give you advice, because I've learned sometimes the best advice you can take is your own. Or you got to be able to take your own first, right? And then you have to try. That's my whole thing for him was, you talk about wanting to get sober. People are tired of you lying about it. Every day it's a fucking taper. It's getting down a drop. It's the same old song and dance. And people are sick of giving him the benefit of the doubt. They're giving him money. They're giving him chances. Giving him platforms. I guess I can take this down. I proved my point with the YouTube, so let me drop that window. Okay, so anyway. But that shit last night was hilarious, though. Now, he was telling us all he was going to get off for about a month. Do you think that he'll be back tonight? Do you guys think that if I host a live tonight, he'll come? Yeah. And his like little taper thing in his mind, the only reason why he's using that excuse is because that's the next step. There is no other alternative. For him, a taper would be, let me try to go a day without doing anything, period. Again, he can't do that. His step is, let me take off a drop. Well, he takes off a drop and goes up 7. That's not a taper. That's bullshit, Mars. That is fucking bullshit. You may as well lied and said you were in a plane wreck. That would have been more truthful than this. Because technically you're just riding out this train wreck. He'll be back. He'll have the Terminator beat. I'll be back. American doctors. Are you saying he needs to go see a specialist? He needs a tapeworm. That's what he needs. Taper Town. We ought to do a live tonight called Mars. Welcome to Taper Town. Yeah, we already knew this. He's immature. No real responsibility. And you know what? Half of this shit he's on, excuse me, there's probably no real withdrawal. It's probably all in his head. It's probably the crap that he wants to have in relation of someone with those problems. You know, back when people would say, he's a Leone wannabe and a Leone clone and all that, I'm starting to believe it. I really, really am. Do you really want to be that? I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I don't think any of you want to come up, but let me go ahead and just tuck that link over here in case somebody else needs to come in and rectify this shit with me. That'd be cool if Mars would come up, wouldn't it? He's probably hung over in the bed right now. Birdman, are you with me? Come on up, man. Where's Birdman at? We need him to. King, what's up, King? Dude, we need to get up on this Red Dead. We haven't played any Red Dead in a while, man. Yes, it's all... Look, I took that one Reddit screenshot and I put it in one of my videos. Homeboy was talking about... It was like shit from an Indian gas station. That shit was so hilarious, I put it in his video. I had to put it. It was funny. Yeah, what's he going to do? Come to them and say, I need an alternative. They're going to be like, bro, you're already on the alternative. What else do you need? Here's a bottle of water. Jason. We're just covering the fact that we all had an inkling the whole rehab trip was a lie, and it was. He even admitted it in his own live last night, and we are just kind of tying up some loose ends here. I want him to come up. Mars, if you see this, come up. I know for a fact he's on his YouTube 24/7 like I am. There's no way around it. Uh-oh, Mama's back. Y'all in trouble now. Boy, I'm going to tell on them badass kids.
Straight up.
So that's where we're at. I'm going to hang out for a minute, but... Yeah, Mars is too precious and pure for any rehab to hold his beauty in unrestrained wonder. He's got bomb-ass tats, yo. Don't you fucking dare think another different thing about him. Yeah, Kalonzalan is a hell of a drug. It's been called like 4 different things. Kalonza Lamb, Kalonza Plam, Kalonza Fam. I'm over the shit. I don't care. We're just, colon spasms. We're on it for the ride, right? Let's get fucked up, dude. So I think we're going to do some kind of a Kratom show. What do you guys think? We're going to haul off and get a bunch of Kratom, and we're going to dose the shit out of it with Mars, as he's doing it with us. And we're going to see if we have any effects. Fanny butt, yes. Finally, we got to the bottom of why he says the finny butt. It's Russian, so they changed the lingo of certain countries, I guess. This fucking vape pen's about out. I'm about to go have a cigarette. Yeah, he's actually going to be the man. I said it before. All you people. He's a pioneer. He's just ahead of the curve, that's all. What's up, Don't? Glad to see you here. What's up, don't? I got 2 don'ts. Don't say a word and don't get me started. Don't Get Me Started is a dear friend of mine. We go way back. But yeah. So, do you all have any input from last night's show? That wasn't my idea. Yes, I said something days ago about maybe wanting to go live again this weekend. Just for the sake of, I just got a bunch of new subs. Not that many, but I was rejoicing over the views, and I didn't want any newcomers to be held out and say, oh, this guy only goes live once every 2 weeks. No, I used to go live every night. I did that stint for like a month or 2, and I got burned out. And then it just became I would go live once a week, or I'd have a guest on, and I'd interview them. Well, last night, that was all mainly him. That was like 90% him. And then I had word behind the scenes that another mod was going to be able to join us. I thought it would be exciting. And then he goes and says about her that he felt awkward. Well, dude, if I would have known you were going to feel awkward about your own people coming up, I would have never invited. But hell, it was kind of our idea earlier in the week when I'd mentioned doing something live. But everybody wanted to burn me at the stake for being 30 minutes late. I almost did it like this, a visualist panel. You missed it, don't. I covered that already. He's fine, safe and sound, tucked in his bed next to his girlfriend. No, excuse me, his girlfriend was probably up going to work while he was hungover puking after a little shitty 6-pack of piss water. MS, Marcia's going to be just fine. Oh, sorry, the chat. Aiden called them? What's that? Coors. No, don't talk about Coors, man. It was Keystone. I think all those beers are okay, but most people, Coors catches a lot of flack. Oh, did he miss his flight? He missed one hell of a flight. He caught a train ride, boy, right into that fucking brick wall. Somebody call him. I got his number, but the only time I've ever talked to him was on Instagram. But I do have his number, though. But I could write him on Insta and see what he's doing right now, how he's feeling. Perhaps I could offer a Tylenol or something. Oh, shit, I'm surprised I haven't timed out on Red Dead over here. I need to go to the wardrobe so I don't. Gotta cook some big game stew. Yep, sounds like a regular Saturday. But it's Sunday. He should be balls deep in the rehab coffee session right now, right, guys? It's okay. We'll get it. We'll get it. Carlos seems very, very understanding. It was like 71080. It was. I remember the area code and I remember the N 4 digits, but man, I should have screenshotted that. If I hadn't been in bed like half asleep, I would have called and did like a voice impersonation, because he would have not expected that at all whatsoever. Well, it's the mountains. Yeah. Let's see what Mars is doing. I'm telling him to come up. He's been on Instagram today. It says he's active. Hey, come up to the panel. By the way, how's rehab? Okay. The carrier pigeon has been sent. Yes, that's what it was all about. He went fucking ballistic. He threatened Carlos's number. He threatened Carlos's Insta. He eventually got his laptop, and he sat it on the toilet because you could tell the lighting and everything. He's against the tub, using the toilet as a table. Yeah, it was another side of him. It was so funny, dude. Man, I should have recorded it. And I wouldn't even made a spoof out of it. I would have just like uploaded it. Not even to like attack him. It just, the comedy performance was just hilarious. It was non-scripted. It was right there, off the cuff, live as hell. Super good shit. Hey, look. She can't be held responsible for everything, guys, okay? We're so far away from each other. I don't know if Carlos was on meth because he was eating food. Usually people shy away from water and food and sleep when they're on meth. He had helped himself to a burger in the fridge. He sent Carlos out so he could take a piss, right? And then he's like, "Hey, you can come back now." And then like Carlos comes in and he plops down on the shower floor and he's eating a burger and he's like, "What the fuck, dude? Why didn't you make a sandwich? You got into my girlfriend's food." And Carlos was like, "Fuck it. It's mine now." Yeah, well, I mean, I guess there are people out there that can facilitate such habits. Yes, it was the Adderall. That's right. You were right, Super. I remember that much. It's all kind of coming back to where you guys are like spoon feeding me details. But yeah, he was getting upset that people were calling him autistic, and they were like, someone in the chat was telling him like, "Dude, you're exhibiting signs of an autism. I'm being genuine. I'm not saying this to insult you." They said something like they knew somebody personally that was like that, and he was exhibiting those symptoms and signs. And he really got upset. No, it doesn't hurt his feelings if you call him a retard or a moron or a junkie, but don't you dare critique his lifestyle. That's where you're wrong, buddy. Yeah, there was some talk about Asperger's, I think. But he really was getting hard up about the autistic thing. And I think there's like multiple forms of autism, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you guys missed it, man. Let me see. Where's my other phone? Maybe. I don't think I screenshotted anything. I should have got the number. I should have got the video, but I just didn't give a fuck at that point in my mind. I woke up from a weird dream, too. Like, it was bad. It took me a few minutes to kind of, like, actually wake up. Because I woke up thinking, like, whatever happened in the dream, those circumstances were happening in real time. And I'm like, dude, it's like 4 in the morning. Yeah, sorry, guys. I didn't get anything. But yeah, I felt compelled to chime in on the whole Reddit talk this morning because, like I said, I caught a little bit of that live, and I figured whoever was there in the Mars World Reddit, they too would have, someone would have been in that chat last night on his live. Yeah, see, I was not on around that time, I guess, because when Carlos showed up, he said Carlos was bringing him some cooking wine. He was going to drink the poor guy's cooking wine to get drunk on, and he brought him some White Vein Kratom or some shit. Yeah, because he was eating the burger, and he's like, motherfucker, yeah, I'm going to eat this burger. You're taking my Kratom and my wine. But apparently after all that beer was gone, it says here they went to the gas station, which I vaguely remember them saying going to the gas station shortly, but I wasn't awake for that. Was he actually live in the gas station? Like he carried his phone or whatnot? They met two dudes. So was he up super late? Because the Reddit was talking about, sorry about that, that they, yeah, I don't even think you can get drunk off of cooking wine. I could be wrong. But, it was in the Reddit that was said that he admitted that all of it was just a fucking sham to get people to leave him alone or something. Like, Carlos, even then in the bathroom before the gas station visit, was saying how, dude, you're not going to rehab or this plane thing. And he was like, I didn't tell Carlos. He don't know yet. I told you all, but not him. He doesn't know yet. And I'm thinking, okay, well, damn, maybe he is just going to let his friend down easy. And, but in the Reddit article, it was saying that he actually confessed. I guess he was good and drunk by then. Yeah, so that was probably after the whole 6-pack, and he probably killed that bottle of wine. Ugh. He's going to be good and hungover today. Because I know, like, if I stay up super late drinking, as long as I'm in bed by, like, 1 or 2, I'm not really hungover. But if I stay up till at least 4 and I'm still tipping beers, yeah, you better believe I'm going to be dehydrated, hungover, and not feeling anything the next day. Like, I'm not going to want to leave bed at all. Hey, Super, how much did you get out of him, though? Because remember, he threw his girlfriend under the bus, too. He said that they were kind of on some outs or something, and this was going to be a chance for him to clean up his act, or else she, too, would probably walk away. Sorry, my mom texted me. I had to text her back. King. Yeah, she was away. I guess he had the whole house to himself, but I don't know if he tried to make it look like she was fed up with the shit and left, and that's why. But surely, if you're significant other is going away for a extended amount of time, you would think you want to hang out with them, though. Yeah, oxys, man. One of my friends, he passed away from it back in the 2000s. They were up to like, I want to say they were like 80 or 90 milligram pills. And I think when people started keeling over, they just fucking dropped down the milligrams of them. Yeah, one of my friends, he took a shit ton of them. Like, he was sniffing them. And he snorted, like, he had like a shit ton of them. And he did so much in one day that he went to bed that night and he fell asleep face down and he puked in his sleep. And that's what it choked him out and killed him. So they really put the hammer down on those oxys, though. But you can still get them, I'm sure. Okay, I see. Fargo. He needs him a thick stripper. Shit, he needs a whole lot. Damn it. Yeah, the Gabby Petito video, he wasn't even saying her name properly, I don't think. I was like, oh, God. And this is before we had the real interview, so. Well, hey, let's be honest. Gabby was banging, was she not? Gray, you want to come up for a second, or are you just going to be in the chat? Alright, Grace said she's going to hop up for a sec. Yeah, that Brian guy apparently had some real demons up there. Yep, can't kill him. Yeah, me too. It was just way too convenient how they go. He's been missing over a month, and the day the parents go out there, they're like, "Oh, here's some of his gear. Here's a sacred journal of his," and then it's like, "Oh, wait, there's the body." I'm not saying that all of that. Well, actually, I did jokingly to my girlfriend some days back. I was like, what about if all of this was just one big hell of an elaborate fucking thing? Because we do have crisis actors out there. It was such a weird case how she dies, the media's all up his ass, and then it's like, he's been dead. Well, that explains why you ain't seen him in a month. But now it's over. He'll never see a day in court, a trial. We'll never really know the truth about what happened. Yes. No, but did you all know about the crisis actors involved in Sandy Hook? And they said some were seen at the that tragic shooting down in Florida or something. And there was some stuff about the George Floyd. There were people paid to show up in droves of like buses, just showing up to, like, there were actual Craigslist opportunities posted to show up, like you were going to get paid or something. I don't know. I like to kind of think about conspiracy theories, but I don't believe in them. I'm 50-50 on everything. That's how I look at stuff like that. Or what if it's just one hell of a coincidence? Ha! Who, me? Little old me? Who benefits? Well, let's see. You've got the media that pretty much run everything. Let's face it, Big Pharma has their dick in everything, right? And then you just work your way down the ladder, down the tier. There's a time and a place for everything and everyone. I'm not sure what that is. Huh. Yeah, we need to start some merch of some sort, though. Wouldn't that be a good idea? I mean, it ain't shit to get on Teespring and make some stuff. Yes, we all live in Mars world. See, and I wanted to get with him back when things were good earlier in the week and say, let's do like your little pod you want to do, but we'll call it Mars Universe. I got a green screen and some really nice graphics. Yeah, that community is just... Kratom Boys merch. Yep, I'm feeling that. No, we got to have something Kalonzalam related, maybe. Yep. What, you ready to come up? Let's see. Clowns a lamb. Restaurant. Who the hell? Somebody walked up on my, Gray, what up?
What's going on?
How's your day so far?
Pretty good. How's your day?
So, what do you think about everything from last night?
Oh, it is a. I didn't see the live stream. I didn't see anything. I was asleep, but I expected it because last night when we were in here, I noticed I asked him a couple of questions, and and then I ended up going, and it was at 4 a.m. his flight, and then I went online and I looked up the departures from Fargo Airport, and then I'm like, well, do you have a layover and everything? And he said that he does in Minneapolis. Well, I looked and I found Minneapolis, and then that was at 5:46 a.m. So then I'm thinking my little, sliver of hope is, oh, well, he missed his first flight, so his dad's telling him a different time that's, earlier, so he'll actually make it, right? And then everything hit the fan later. Yeah,
hey, my friend's here.
So.
Shit. I got the microphone hooked up to the computer and someone's trying to get me in a party on the PlayStation. They don't know I'm live.
What's your opinion?
Man, it's either going to deal with it or not. So, I mean, I'm not surprised.
I'm not either. Yeah, I think he deleted his Snapchat. I think it was just he didn't want to have any criticism. He didn't want to hear it anymore.
Or he didn't want to deal with you, maybe. I don't know. But I never went that far and added him. But he was saying that you'd hit him up a lot and everything. And
yeah, because he would call me. He called me, and I called him. And, he sent me messages back and forth, asking me for advice, telling me he's going to have a video tonight every single day. Oh,
yeah, I saw that,
for
Jason.
You. Tonight to edit. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, let's do it. Send it to me. I'll edit it the next day. Oh, and then he would just come at me with all this shit. Was he trying to say that I hit him up too much or something?
Well, with the way he tells stuff, you got to take it within a grain of salt. So, I figured it was half and half, but
he would send me like 30 messages in a row, like one-line messages.
Yeah, just like that.
We would contact each other. So I did give him criticism, and I did tell him, hey, I would ask, like, have you started your, your taper and everything? What do you need to do? I did not call him 10 times a day whatsoever. He called me when he was doing Uber. He would call me, go on a run. 20 minutes later, call me, go on a run. He's exaggerating that. I have the messages. I don't like releasing things, but if he's going to, pull something like that.
Me too. Like, that's what I said. I don't even need to do that because I don't need to convince you people. Like, exactly. You all know how he is. You've all known him longer than me. I just think it's going to be embarrassing for him to have to face the internet because he will eventually. And it's like, dude, please don't come online saying that you have to have another story to fix this now. Like, I don't care. He didn't do any damage to me, so I'm still going to let it ride.
Yeah, I could see me just even asking him a question could upset him, and then in his head it's exaggerated to, another level,
He, yeah, but I mean, I think people just show up anyway, but he does have some supporters. So,
I'm still a supporter. I'm going to be a supporter. And I do understand that he's dealing, with a lot of issues. And lying is part of this. Lying is something that not every addict does it, but it's, a lot of them do. And they don't want to hear what people have to say, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's what's gonna come with it if you want to deal with that. So, I mean,
One thing that I thought about and I was thinking is that in order to be, you need to be happy on the inside, not the outside. And that's a bit cliche, but it really is the truth. He's so obsessed with his appearance and everything. And the biggest issue that he had was, he didn't shave, he didn't take a shower. Oh, you still there?
no, I'm sorry. One of my kids was at the door trying to harass me for something.
Yeah, but he's obsessed with how he looks, but he's not trying to focus in on how to heal on the inside and maybe work through some of that trauma, get therapy, do the
Yeah.
proper self-care.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I'll take you to the park in a little bit. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I hate that he's going to have to, I mean, he's going to probably catch a lot of shit for this, but.
But he can recover from it. I mean, this isn't the end of the world, and he should know that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He needs to apologize and, take action, really show people that he can do this.
Yeah, and it'd be one hell of a challenge to prove everybody wrong, with the whole quitting the Clonzlam and the Kratom and all that. And
yeah. Somebody in the chat, I think, Brian said something on here, that he's sort of, in a way, like, glorifying drug use. Yeah. And I feel like he romanticizes it. He started using the term, get well, which is a term that opioid addicts use, getting well.
Yeah, like you wake up sick.
And it's like, why are you using that terminology?
For that stuff.
Yeah, and he started repeating something that Jessica Kent said, and that was that, shooting up was like a habitualistic ritual, right? Where, you were kind of in love with shooting up, similar to, meth addicts making meth. Like, it's like a whole thing they do, and it's like, they have it down to like their own science and, all the steps and everything. And he started saying that, putting the kratom in the spoon. And it's like, why are you saying that now? Like that, it feels like you're trying to justify it, but when you start talking like that, you get it in your head that this is a huge obstacle, that like, it is he's having real withdrawals, but this isn't a drug that, it's not like meth, it's not like heroin. It doesn't give you that crazy dopamine boost or, the endorphin boost that other drugs do. It's rather mild,
Yeah, and like he hasn't given it a chance to see how he actually feels.
Yeah, exactly. And how it feels to
like give it day 1 or day 2.
Yeah,
if he's by day 3 and he's writhing in pain and just sick and puking and shitting everywhere, then I'd be like, dude, bro, go take a little dose of something. We understand, but we haven't even got to that bridge yet.
One thing I did notice last night again is that he took his Clonzlam, right? And he was acting all funny. I think he was a little passive aggressive at me, honestly. But then he took his Clonzlam, his nightly dose. And if he would have taken it just to get himself to a decent point to feel better, he might have been a little bit more talkative. But instead, he starts smiling. He's happy. He's taking an overabundance of it. And I know that he's abusing it. He's not trying to get off. Right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll never know though. I mean, we don't know if his dose is only allowed per how much money he spends or how much hasn't been eaten or consumed by the end of the day. So,
and he's going through half a bottle a week.
That's what I gather. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I'm not gonna beat him down for it. He made this bed, obviously he's gonna be the one to deal with it. So, but the lying on me is the only thing I have an issue with, and it's just like little stupid shit. It's not like anything earth shattering,
Yeah, but it doesn't feel good, to to be put into a bad light in order for somebody to justify their own behavior. It doesn't feel good and it's annoying. It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's like if you want to do the drugs, just do the drugs, but don't harp to people day in day out about how you want to quit. And this is a goal, and it's like you're not even like trying to get to day one to even get started. So, but I mean that's all on him. He don't have to prove nothing to anybody on here. It's just the internet. People are going to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his
I
girlfriend.
Yeah, the girlfriend matters as far as those opinions, because let's be honest, she's the only one that has to deal with him like that. But yeah. I think it's hurting his fans and friends on here that he's given this whole thing every day, and there's no progress about that,
Yeah, I wanted him to try, like you said, try to do it.
Yeah,
himself,
Super's right. See.
Exactly. No, I'm not judging him nobody's judging him for taking drugs, at all. It's just how he's handling it.
That's his personal business. But don't get on the internet and whine and complain about your problems, and then when people come help you, you spit in their face. That's all going to be on you, buddy. You're going to have to fix that. Not you, but him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So what exactly happened during this live stream? What's going on with that? He went out with Carlos, and then you said Carlos, he tried to say he didn't tell Carlos. Was he getting drugs? Did I hear you say something about that?
He had brought him some cooking wine and some kratom. And here he is, supposed to be going to rehab today.
Yeah.
And it's it's his business, his problem. It's really up to us outsiders if we want to deal with it. And I'm just along for the ride. I don't really care. But he seems really adamant about wanting to work with me, which I'm fine as long as he brings his A game. In that interview, he was a little nervous. And he had every right to be. But the whole point of me giving the interview was to assure him, look, I come bearing peace. I'm not going to get you up on this panel in front of all these people and screw you over royally like that. And it's I don't care what you do, but if you're going to try to want to work with me, try to come with some personality or some energy. Now, he was much more into it yesterday, which yesterday wasn't an interview, but that's the Mars I like to see, where he was talkative and energetic, and he was just slink back in his chair. He was kind of having a little bit of attitude. It kind of fit the character. He was looking good, but I thought that was on account of him going to go do the rehab. He was feeling good. It was giving him some good balance, and maybe he was just fucked up or something. I don't know, but
he took a lot of Klonzlam, and because that stuff he takes it sublingually, so it goes pretty much straight into your bloodstream. It might take maybe 3 minutes or so, but I don't know if you noticed, at first it was really painfully awkward, and I could tell he didn't feel good as well. And then he changed all of a sudden almost immediately after that and started talking about himself and just going on,
Well, he started drinking after our show last night, and then I guess he was just getting more loosened up. So, of course, once the beers start flowing, but he got really upset over those comments about someone saying he seemed autistic. Maybe he should check that out, because
he's not autistic.
They were saying that someone said that maybe the rehab has mental health doctors or something. They could check that out for him on the side. But no, he was pretty upset with the autistic remarks.
And he should be upset, not should be, but it's valid that he was upset. But something is, you can take something from this, and that is drugs make us behave differently from how we normally would. And he should look at that and say, if I weren't taking drugs right now, I would be more in control of how I'm behaving and how people perceive me. Right?
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, that's what I was saying. In the interview, I was like, hey, how do you not know there's been some kind of like damage to your psyche or something over time? Because when you're replacing like fake dopamine or whatever, it's got to play off how you feel first. So why don't you take a few days, work that other stuff out of your system, see how you feel there. But every other second it's anxiety, can't sleep. Well, you can't sleep because who knows what's in that shit. It's probably jacking your fucking energy up.
Well, he can't sleep, I think, for a couple of reasons. I think he's worried about not sleeping and he's obsessing about it. And I think that he started cleaning on his day off, like, because his girlfriend doesn't help him. And he's talked about that a lot, which is really unfortunate, but he spends like 6 hours on Sunday cleaning. So he's like riled up, you know what I mean? And all day long doing stuff. And it's probably hard to calm himself down at night. But he's depressed and he's anxious, but that's part of this. Like, that's part of the addiction, is you're going to be like that for a little bit. But once he gets off, it's just going to be a small period of time. And also, he's drinking still. And you ever heard of rebound anxiety? I'm sure, you said you drink. You feel that way. You feel like, the day after the GABA is all messed up and you have more glutamate and whatever, but you're more anxious and stuff. And I'm sure that's affecting him as well.
Well, yeah, like when you drink, it dehydrates you. So, like, guys, water's everything in your body.
And he drinks soda all day, just soda.
It affects your skin, hair growth, all that. If you don't have enough water, your body stops producing what it needs to save all that extra water you're burning out. And drinking is a natural depressant. So, yeah, you're going to feel good, but it's going to throw you off balance for a day or two until you just work it out of your system. They've been... No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, hell, he could maybe even sleep less on Saturday nights, and I don't know. Like, there are ways that you can get around this. There's this stuff called, like, I think magnolia root extract that's really good for sleep. Ashwagandha, magnesium is amazing. Like, everybody should be taking magnesium. And just good vitamins, just in, like you said, water. All of that stuff is so important just to get your, body.
Yeah, I at least take one a day vitamin. I even got into like some decent vitamins that are, because you can take a cheap one a day that has everything, but sometimes they block you up. You feel just like you got too much dose of iron and whatnot. But they got like gummies and stuff, and I started trying out these gummies. And they recommend 2 a day. No, you only need about 1. 2 of those for an adult is still too much.
Yeah.
But then you need proper sleep. Sleep is everything too.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, my mental health is so much better now that I've been sleeping and everything and getting that in check.
Yeah, melatonin. Like I said, if he just gives it a day or two, a week, he might see a big difference shift in the chemical balance in his body, and then he may not want to go back to that stuff. But the addict in him is going to always bring him back. When you're sober for a few days, you're like, man, I'm ready for a beer. Man, I'm ready for a joint or something. That's because your body has worked it out of your system, and you're like, I'm fiending for it. That's the addiction right there. And if you've got willpower upstairs to fight that and just keep it moving, you have that chance. That's why they say everyone's going to be a lifelong addict, no matter if you quit for 20 fucking years.
I do not agree with that. I think that some people, yes, some people might need Suboxone to keep them from doing heroin, and other people don't.
Well, I've heard kicking the Suboxone is way worse than heroin. Like that shit can be up to 6 months or so, depending. The people that take Suboxone day in, day out, they pretty much, they will kick just off the Suboxone. But I mean, what are you going to do? You got to get normal. You got to get right, and it's sad that people are slaves to having to show up outside the methadone clinic every day just so they can get that one dose that's going to level them out. And then they can go to work, have a normal life. But then once that shit wears off, you're right back to the start again. No, you're gonna need Imodium for when you're kicking that shit. They say.
Yeah. Okay, so Imodium. Yeah, he was taking Imodium, and he does if he's not
Large
having,
doses of it too. I heard.
he's not. It's if he's not having diarrhea. Okay, so this is Imodium is an opioid, right? But it does not cross the blood-brain barrier, and if it does, it's like super minimally. And what they do is you can take it at the level that people with Crohn's take it. Like me, when I was withdrawing, I was going to the bathroom every 20 minutes and I got extremely dehydrated. But if
Yep.
you take the Imodium, you take like 10 of them, right? It will put you so you're able to function and you're not going to the bathroom, but he's
right,
not
Ben.
having those issues, right? Yeah, he's prolonging it and he's not having.
Yeah, he's just pushing it to the next day. That's all he's doing.
He could get.
And he's getting
like,
side damage as a bonus.
Yep. And it's like he could get like a blockage in his colon and need surgery. It's not worth it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, too much of anything's bad for you. That's why there's rules in place, you know?
Yeah, Ben said it's an opioid receptor antagonist. Yeah, it's not like an opioid, but it kind of like works with those receptors similar to an opioid. That can't, yeah, so.
Well, that stuff, when you're putting these drugs in your body and it gives you that high, the next day it goes away completely. And so that's why he feels the anxieties, because he's stripped himself of the natural and it's going to take days for it to replace.
That's why he can take magnesium. That's why he can take these things, but he won't take anything unless it gives him an effect. And I've been there, right? And you have to get that ego in check and just say, I'm going to take these things because they're good for me. And all of the little things that you take stack onto each other, you know?
He'd be complaining about the colostomy bag next. Guys, this fucking colostomy bag's giving me bullshit. It's from all the years of the damage I've taken. MS. Yeah, so he did get off the Finnabutt? So he says, or...
I think he might. I don't know. He might have. I'm not sure.
Why don't he just not tell people he's secretly doing this shit? Like, keep that to himself.
That always messed me up. I was like, oh, I'm going to
Right.
quit drinking. And then I just didn't say anything and I just stopped, you know? So, well, at the end when I wasn't physically addicted, but.
Yeah. Here we go. Listen, guys. All he needs is a new camera, new software, and everything will be A-okay. No, I do not need to do that to him. I do not need to laugh at him, but we've told him about the camera and the damn software. That's the least of his problems right now. Yeah, Brian, usually that happens.
So, I wonder what Carlos is thinking you're saying. Like, I wonder if he's going to do a video.
Thinking
Have you
I'm
seen
saying?
his channel? No, just what he's thinking you're saying. Like, what are his thoughts, you know?
He seems like the kind of guy that's everybody's friend. He's not gonna... He'll probably tell you his opinion, and you may not want to hear it, but he's being honest, and that's what you're gonna get. And the honesty is what's more important, so...
Oh, yeah.
He probably stays out of it, though. He probably done heard this same song and dance so long that he don't care. But I'm definitely going to check out Carlos's channel. Stay in tune with that. I encourage everyone else here, if y'all want to follow Mars, follow that guy too, because it's almost like a secondary side quest. You get to hear other angles, you know. It's going to be interesting. So yeah, he has me up here ranting and raving, talking shit, but I'll get off of it. Mars, if you see this, hit me up. Whatever, we'll talk about it. Or if you want, we can go live tonight. He probably ain't going to feel like it, though, but appreciate everybody stopping by. But I'm going to get out of here and go spend some time with my family because they've spent their weekend with me, and they're going to be going back to their mother's tonight, so
Okay.
go do dinner and all that shit. But,
All right, have a good night.
all right, you too.
Bye.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I may or may not be on later. Depends on what Mars wants to do. If he wants to talk to you all about this, but he may go on his channel, so he don't need me for that. So, but if he goes, I'll stop by and check it out with y'all. But other than that, I guess we're done here. I love you all. Peace.